Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Ako po si Attorney Raymond Batu at marami pong nagtatanong sa opinion ko regarding po dito sa mga katanungan na maaari nga bang kasuhan si Vice President Inday Sara sa Regional Trial Court ng criminal case for grave threats at kung na maisuhan ba siya ng warrant of arrest, pwede ba siyang ipadakip? Kasi marami ang nangangamba na baka yun nga, putahan si BP Inday at huhulihin siya because of the warrant of arrest. So, ito po, we know for a fact na meron na pong na-file na kaso itong DOJ against BP Inday. In fact, tatlong cases ito. One for BBM, one for FL, and one for Martin Romualdez. Ang nakakapagtaka lang is wala pong mga affidavit complaints yung mga allegedly na injure or na threaten, no? So dapat kasi there is a pronouncement from them and a clear authentication or a statement from them, no? That they received the threat at saka dapat i-authenticate po nila yung video doon na pipresent nila sa evidence na talagang yun ang sinabi nila na nababahala sila o yung papalagang ko ito, things like that. But that's not the issue, no? We know for a fact that kung mag-file dapat ng kaso sa DOJ is that yung threshold, no, na is yung prima facie evidence with reasonable certainty of conviction. Dati kasi probable cause lang eh. Ibig sabihin, napakabigat talaga na kompleto talaga ebidensya na kapag may presenta po ito sa korte, siguradong convicted. Questionable nga, wala nga yung affidavit complaint ng mga alleged victims or complainant na si BBM, FL at saka si ex-speaker Martin Romualdez. But the question is this, no? We go on to that issue. Mari nga ba kasuhan si Vice President Inday Sara ng grave threats sa ngayon, ha? At mari ba siyang ipa-arresto kung merong pong warrant of arrest? My short answer is no. Hindi po. I will discuss why, no? Because meron kasing pronouncement ang Supreme Court dito sa kaso na Inday Sara Duterte. Sara Duterte versus HOR. And back po yan, noong July 2025 po na desisyon ng Supreme Court at ang nagpen po ng desisyon si Senior Associate Justice Marvic Lonen. And in fact, pag sinabing en banc, yung 15 po ang nag-participate sa deliberations. Although wala yung dalawa yata, si Kagiwa at si Singh, however, may quorum man, so unanimous on decision na, di ba, nalala po ninyo, na-dismiss po yung impeachment complaint na first, no? Kasi meron ang na-bar. But in that decision, meron pong pronouncement ang Supreme Court regarding about these impeachable officers, no? Well, sinabi number one doon is that alam naman natin na ang mga impeachable officers under Article 11, Section 2 is President, Vice President, Ombudsman, Constitutional Commissions, no? Supreme Court justices, of course, no? Ibig sabihin, these people or these officers can only be removed from office through impeachment. Kaya nga, mayroong impeachment proceedings kay Inday because gusto nilang ma-remove siya from public office, no? Now, in that particular case, no, klaro po, may sinabi po ang Supreme Court. Ano pa yung sinabi ng Supreme Court, no? Ito po ang sinabi ng Supreme Court dito sa Sara Duterte versus House of Representatives GR number 278353 dated July 25, 2025. Okay, pasok natin ito. Ito. Well, ang sinasabi dito, basically, aside from the President, na meron po silang full immunity from suit while in office, while po sa tenure nila, yung pong mga other impeachable officers, meron po silang limited procedural immunity. Yun ang tanong. No, una, yun pong immunity from suit is different from immunity from liability. Lahat po ng impeachable officers, kasama po ang President pababa, is hindi po yan sila immune from liability. Kaya lang, antayin mo na ma-impeach muna ang Presidente bago mo pailan ng kaso para habulin at enforce yung liability. Okay, i-determine at habulin, no? I-enforce. Now, with respect naman dito sa mga ibang impeachable officers, pwede silang kasuhan. Kaya lang, meron pong dalawang bagay na hindi po sila pwede kasuhan dahil nga it is an immunity pero limited. Limited procedural immunity. Hindi ibig sabihin po no na hindi na sila pwede kasuhan. Pwedeng-pwede talaga kasuhan. At pero pag na-fall doon sa two exceptions, yun po yung procedural immunity. Doon lang papasok na hindi pwede. So take note that there is no immunity from liability. However, there is an immunity from suit, okay, or removal by other means. So ano po ibig sabihin yan? Okay. So ang sinasabi po dito kasi ng pronouncement ng Supreme Court, no, citing Mojica versus Court of Appeals, yung impeachable officers are not immune from liability for wrongdoing during their tenure, no? They are immune only from being subjected to suit or being removed by means other than impeachment. So for example, pinailan po ng kaso ng plunder si BP Inday Sara. Example lang ito And then trial and then na-convicted siya. So ibig sabihin, ang sabi kasi sa plunder, kapag meron po siyang kaso no, na nakalagay doon ang penalty niya, aside from imprisonment, is merong perpetual disqualification from office. Parang hindi mo ginamit ang impeachment proceedings kasi sa Constitution sabi, dapat impeachment pagpatanggal. So if that plunder case, meron po siyang kaakibat or kasama na perpetual disqualification, hindi po pwede gamitin yan. Pasok po doon. Ibig sabihin po, hindi po pwedeng itanggalin on other means no na cases na gamitin. Pero sabihin naman ng prosecution, well, ano man ito sa amin, yung pinahal namin grave threats, wala naman yan siyang kaakibat no na perpetual disqualification or wala ba siyang kasamang perpetual disqualification kung ma-convict siya niyan. However, ang pronouncement kasi ng Supreme Court is that kapag meron na pong na-file na impeachment proceedings and you are again being sued for another case which has a recital of facts already in the impeachment, that would bar muna yung prosecution noong criminal case. Antayin mo na impeachment proceedings. Now, take note that in the impeachment proceedings, merong narration of facts doon, di ba? Na nakasabi doon is that meron daw alleged threat na ginawa niya sa BBM at saka sa First Family at saka kay Martin. So, and if that is the same offense, no, in the grave threats filed sa RTC, that would not allow them because nga merong procedural immunity. Limited ban lang, no? So, you cannot do that. That is the pronouncement of the Supreme Court citing the case of Mojica versus Court of Appeals. Ito, no? So, take note hindi immunity from liability. Pag matanggal, file mo ng kaso. Pero habang wag. Kasi, ang purpose kasi nito is that hindi ibig sabihin na parang hindi na mapailan. Ang point lang is dapat hindi kasi sila guluhin habang nakaupo sila. Especially kasi kapag ang impeachment process is ginagamit para as a political to remove a political enemy. Plus, yun ding pag-file ng criminal case to harass, may mga safeguards po ang Constitution at parang yun ang ina-explain, no? Parang yun ang gist, pagka-understand ko doon sa kaso ng Duterte versus House of Representatives. So, having said that, kaya nga pala, ang ginawa ng defense is that nag-file sila ng motion to quash, to hold in abeyance the issuance of any warrant of arrest. Pakinggan nyo muna ito kasi wala kayo pong jurisdiction in accordance with the pronouncement of the Supreme Court in the case of Duterte versus House of Representatives. Kasi sabi kasi ng Supreme Court, ito pinail kasi ito, the same recital of facts, no, and offense na hinihear na doon sa impeachment proceedings. That cannot be done. So you do not have, ibig sabihin, procedurally, you cannot move forward to use the judicial process because bawal, sabi ng Korte Suprema. At the same time, ang argument is that hindi pwede i-disturb. No? So we have to respect the decision of the Supreme Court. Now, suppose the RTC believes on it and quashes it and says, oops, I cannot try this first until matapos po yung impeachment because I'm following the pronouncement of the Duterte versus HOR, then wala na, okay? So what if the RTC will not reason and issues a warrant of arrest. Well, of course, it will just be enforced by the warrant officer. So, hahanapin talaga si BP, no? Unless the defense will now go to the Supreme Court by way of certiorari and prohibition and mag-issue ng TRO. Oops, RTC, wag po na-enforce yung warrant of arrest kasi mali yan. Meron na kaming decision ganito, pakinggan ko muna, no? So, depende po yan, no, sa pag-analyze ngayon ng judge, no, na i-file po yung tatlong complaint, no, na meron ng criminal information for grave threat. So, yun ang aking 2 cents worth, ha. So, ordinarily, pwede kasi, for example, kung merong mga cases na hindi naman, let's say, physical injuries, ganyan, merong sinaktan ang isang impeachable officer. Kahit sino, and basta impeachable officer na hindi presidente, ha, below the president. Kung ma-file ng kaso, wala namang perpetual disqualification sa kanila. Di ba? Because hindi man yun kasama or penalty for a physical injury. So therefore, pwede filean. Okay? But in this particular case, although grave threat siya, exception to the exception is that iginamit mo na siya as impeachable offense. At may yung recital of facts dun sa impeachable offense, it will be the same recital or the information, criminal information dito sa grave threat. So therefore, you cannot do that. Yun po ang exact pronouncement po ng Supreme Court, no? So take note of that. Remember that when the Supreme Court speaks and make a decision, it will form part of the law of the land. So yun po ang aking 2 cents worth and my opinion. Magandang gabi po at maraming salamat. Mahalin po natin ang Pilipinas.